The Book of Zechariah, Chapter 1. God wants you back. God tells the people, "Come back to me, and I will come back to you." Zechariah sees a man on a red horse. God explains that the earth is calm, but he is upset with the nations that harmed his people. He promises to comfort Jerusalem and rebuild it. Chapter 2. Jerusalem will be safe. Zechariah sees a man measuring Jerusalem. God says Jerusalem will be full of people and won't need walls because he will protect it like a wall of fire. God tells his people to come home from faraway places, and he promises to live in Jerusalem again. Chapter 3. New clothes for Joshua. Zechariah sees Joshua, the high priest, wearing dirty clothes. God gives him clean clothes, showing he has forgiven him. God promises a future leader called the branch, who will save the people. Chapter 4. God's power, not ours. Zechariah sees a lampstand with 2 olive trees. God explains, "Not by your strength, but by my spirit." He promises that Zerubbabel will finish building the temple with his help. The olive trees represent 2 special people who serve God. Chapter 5. God will remove evil. Zechariah sees a big flying scroll that curses those who steal and lie. Then, he sees a woman in a basket representing evil. She is taken away, showing that God will remove evil from the land. Chapter 6. 4 chariots and a crown. Zechariah sees 4 chariots, showing God's power over the whole earth. God tells Zechariah to make a crown for Joshua, the high priest, to show that a future leader will come, who will be both king and priest. Chapter 7. God wants kindness. People ask if they should keep fasting. God says what matters most is kindness, truth, and justice. He reminds them that their ancestors suffered because they didn't listen to him. Chapter 8. Good days ahead. God promises to return to Jerusalem and make it a safe and happy place. He will bring his people back and bless them with peace. He asks them to live truthfully and fairly. Chapter 9. A humble king is coming. God says he will protect his people and judge their enemies. Zechariah prophesies that a humble king will ride into Jerusalem on a donkey, bringing peace. This points to Jesus. Chapter 10. God will bring his people home. God promises to bring his people back from faraway lands and make them strong. He warns them to avoid false leaders and idols and trust only in him. Chapter 11. The rejected shepherd. Zechariah plays the role of a shepherd to show how the people have rejected God. He breaks his staff, showing the broken relationship between God and his people. He is paid 30 pieces of silver, pointing to Jesus being betrayed. Chapter 12. They will look to the one they pierced. God promises to protect Jerusalem. One day the people will see the one they pierced, Jesus, and feel deep sorrow, realizing what they have done. Chapter 13. God will clean the land. God will open a fountain to wash away sin. He will get rid of idols and false prophets. He will refine his people like gold and silver to make them pure and faithful. Chapter 14. God will be king over all. Zechariah talks about a time when all nations will attack Jerusalem, but God will fight for his people. The Mount of Olives will split, and God will become king over the whole earth. Everyone will worship him, and there will be peace.